This is this phone call is a risk. This is what you
And
call
he
a
doing it, and
horrible.
you doing it, and you doing it live.
Hey, quick question. What size? What shoe size is Ash? Because Marlo is going to get him some snakeskin Rattler Air Force Ones.
Yes, sir.
He getting them.
He what size is he? Oh dear Father God! Remember when I said this is? Oh,
What happened? What happened? TP dying, so something good just happened. What happened?
well, I am listening to you, Melissa, and so is podcast.
Sweet baby Jesus, what just happened? This has got to be
Oh God!
podcast gold.
You don't interrupt the woman when she's eating French fries. Lesson learned today.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Gathering of Old Man podcast. Myself, Doc Holiday from HBCU Overdrive, TP. Marlo should be on the way. I think Danny may be on the way as well. I'm not sure if she's traveling. We're still sending our love out to Lord Jamal. He may or may not show up on the show, but you know, will definitely give him the grace that he needs. That being said, um, it's Happy Colonizers Day coming up, and we gonna sit back and I wouldn't necessarily call it celebrate, but we gonna commune with the family, get nice. There goes Jamal right there.
Yeah,
Crash out.
Um,
What's happening?
what is happening?
yeah, we gonna commune with the family. Apparently, I'm making ribs and chicken. I apologize to everybody for being late, but I'll say this like this: all I said was we don't have time to go to Publix, and that's when the fight started. So
That
we're a little
means you
late,
going. That means you going to Costco first thing in the morning, huh?
man. Listen, it
That
wasn't
is
even about getting food. It was about Powerball and lottery tickets.
You gonna be standing outside the door as soon as them people turn the lights on.
Hey Jamal,
Huh?
I told him early before we got on. I said two places that will never be closed in Florida during a hurricane is Waffle House and Puff.
Oh no! Hey, no, legit. That's how we know when it's really gonna be bad. The public be like, "Hey, get your ass up here, cause we finna close. We fucked
Exactly.
up.
I just told y'all. If they
We
tell
fucked
y'all
up.
you got 3 hours, it's a problem. It is
We
a
fucked
problem.
up. It's a problem if that happens. Cause the lights gonna be on that public, and I bet you they got ice and water when nobody else don't.
Hey man, thank everybody for reposting the stream. I appreciate it, man. All the love y'all give, man. I appreciate it so much. Man, I guess we need to go ahead and get into it because for some reason, I don't Malik Beasley.
How many
Like,
baby mamas he got? It gotta be baby mamas. It gotta be kids and child support.
Not child support.
because no, 20, how you on 20 grand in haircuts? 28,000 in haircuts.
Well, no, that's the barber fault, cause he overcharged me. That man charged me like he charged the broke people. This haircut ain't no different. If that man over there paying 30, I want to pay 30. Well, I gotta pay 500. I'm not paying your
For
booth
real.
rent.
So if listen, and oh my god, I'm making you no. So that's one.
Exactly.
That's one. Two. Why is the dentist garnishing your check? You're right. It's got to be kids.
It
Thirty-four
gotta
thousand
be.
dollars in dental bills. Yeah, that's got to be some kids.
It's either
$34
kids,
$34,000.
but no, but
34.
it's like Rodney said. How many people on your check if you done made $60 million and the dentist still ain't got his 30K?
Yeah.
I'm
And he
telling
got
you,
he
it gotta
got
be
money
kids. It gotta
guaranteed,
be
right?
kid. It gotta be kids or strippers. Maybe it's
All his
strippers.
money guaranteed too, right? He got
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
he got
let me
guaranteed
let
money.
me let me when he with one of them housewives too?
I
That
don't
was
know
Larsa Pippen.
who he was
Larson
with.
Pippen. Larson
Yeah.
got his
Oh,
ex-wife.
that's why he fucking broke.
Listen. It I'm I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tread lightly when I say this.
And she must have gold because she had Scotty out here crashing the fuck out too. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
It
Scotty
this got to
Scotty
be something.
Scotty went from looking like he was young and spry. That nigga look like, man, I done been through
He done
hell
been
and back.
through it, boy.
Boy, I
Man,
thought that, hey, you 50 something years old and you try to go goddamn some dreads and shit. The fuck?
hey, that's a midlife crisis. He couldn't buy a Harley and a Corvette like everybody else. He got to go and step up.
Man,
You
sometimes
gotta
you
get that Tesla.
listen. Sometimes you just gotta. You just. It's okay to age gracefully. It's okay to age gracefully.
Ain't no
You
wrong.
know. You,
Look, ain't nothing wrong with aging gracefully, but that woman put that man through hell and high water, dog. Like seriously, hey, I'm just saying, got that man talking reckless out there on these podcast streets, man.
Stressed out.
Stressed.
but again, it's every time I see something about this young man, people remind me of what school he went to, and I just be like,
What school
and
did
I
he go
don't.
to?
Florida State.
Florida State.
Oh shit, he did. Boy, that's a bad news cycle for y'all, huh?
Not yet. It's not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. If we lose this Alabama game, it's the fan base is gonna be a problem, and I'm saying that nicely. The fan base is gonna be a problem, but that
Yeah,
ain't
cause that gap between Florida State and FAMU gonna keep widening.
it's whew,
It's
mm,
only four. It's only four games right now in the conference championship, but it's and the championship actually. But it's gonna keep widening.
all I know is that's if Core gave us HOA right to ship before Florida State do. Oh my God,
Yeah.
just y'all give me some grace and understanding.
Y'all so bad right now. Y'all threatening to let SMU right the ship before y'all.
Hey man, you already know what's up with SMU.
I'm just saying. Hey, and actually, SMU got money, and they can legally do shit now. Oh my god,
hmm I
Jesus,
keep telling
oh
like
Jesus.
people keep talking crazy. I said let them Texas schools get them like if I know this is a little off topic, but that's fine. If you pay attention to what Texas Tech is doing, Texas Tech is spending money.
Hell,
Rice,
they are paying the softball pitcher 1.2. I'm sorry, $1.8 million. Softball,
hmm they
not
want to
not the
win.
quarterback, not the point guard on the basketball team. The pitcher on the softball team is making $1.8 million.
It's this man. If Rice end up in the
And
Pac-12,
yeah,
Rice, nah.
Steve, but no, you have to remember, Rice is like Vanderbilt for the big for the Big 12. They weren't really great. They just really smart.
Rice ain't even in Big 12. Rice is in Conference USA.
Shit, Conference
yeah, they in
USA.
Conference
God
US.
damn it! But
And
still,
this the thing
hell,
though, they're spending money to improve their facilities. They wasn't doing that 3 years ago.
because they didn't have to. They ain't have to. You was in the conference USA. All you had to do was compete, be middle of the pack, maybe make the playoffs here or there, basketball, baseball, yada yada yada. Nobody expected much
I'm gonna
out of
tell you.
Rice. They didn't
I'm gonna,
have to.
I'm gonna tell you. Rice is. Me and TP can tell you. Rice is a baseball school. Where you
When
think?
was the last time that they
Where,
actually beat somebody worthwhile in baseball?
where you think Mr. B himself came from? Lance Berkman,
Yep.
the best to come
See,
out of Rice.
see, yeah, think about it. Rice is in Houston, which already has other football schools, and there's a lot of football schools within the vicinity. So, what benefit would a player have? That's trying to actually do something football wise. Like, what benefit do they have going to Rice?
Just think about it.
There isn't one.
But just think about this.
I mean, it's starting to become one when you gonna pay. Because if this school ain't gonna pay and that school ain't gonna pay, but Rice will.
Rice will.
Guess where I'm taking my talents?
Going
Rice
right, going down
Owls.
there by medical.
Hey, go Owls.
Hey,
Go
going down there by
Owls.
medical center. Hey,
Yep.
look, Rice. The city, and the surrounding areas of Houston, all competing against each other. Just think about this. I think I kind of explained this. So, College Station, Texas A&M. You roll down 290. It's Prairie View.
About 2 hour drive.
2 hours, about an hour and a half drive to Prairie View. Then you go further into Houston, even before you even hit downtown. You got Texas Southern and U of H in the 3rd Ward. Then you got Houston Christian over in Sharpstown area. Then you got Rice over in the Medical City area. And that's not even including, just listen, that's not including going out east to Beaumont to Lamar.
Yep.
And then
if you go north, you got Sam Houston State.
So you was in a whole like that.
And those are all within 4 hours of each other.
Yeah. Keep going further north on 259. You run into Stephen F. Austin.
Then you got Texas Tech and Lubbock. Baylor and Waco. TCU.
In that whole area.
And look, and that's on one side of Texas, because then if you decide that you want to go out west, you can go to El Paso, Texas El Paso, which is a D1 school.
Hell, Utah's not too far either, all right?
Texas, Stephen
El Paso, yeah.
Then you got
San Antonio.
You got UT San Antonio. You got
TCU, Carter Ward,
Abilene Christian,
Abilene,
UNT.
God damn.
Yeah, UNT.
You got, bro.
Why don't y'all just create your own conference again?
But
if you're not ready for the FBS or FCS, you can take your talents to blend and get right.
Get right. But you know what? Hey, Troy, you want to know what? Texas made Florida look bad. You got all of those schools in one city, and they managed to all coexist. We only got 2 schools here, and they ready to tear the damn city down.
Yep.
And y'all still come to Texas to get y'all players.
Huh?
And y'all still come to Texas to get y'all players. Because
I can't say what I want to say.
Wait.
I'm not going to do it.
Where the best football players come from?
No. That's because y'all fucking grow linemen in Texas. But if you want speed,
Texas is the quarterback state.
If you want speed and athleticism, you come into Florida. Don't play with me, TP. Some of your favorite football players. Some of your favorite football players are from the muck. Don't do that.
Come on, man.
Hey, I can't.
We teach football
and they're from Liberty City.
Trenches.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Listen,
No.
I'm gonna say this. There
Hey,
is a bowl game between two high
insert them.
schools called the Muck Bowl. The talent in the NFL that came out of that game between them two schools, and I done told y'all, I used to go down there with my daddy people. When I say they used to catch rabbits, they used to
You
really
talking
catch rabbits.
you talking about dudes running through cane fields to catch dinner tonight. Your favorite player from Texas, favorite player came from Florida.
Man, stop it.
Also,
Now
also, hold on.
I said what I
Stop.
said. I said what I said. Argue with the comments.
What?
Oh,
What?
hey, I'm just
They,
putting it like I
You
just
got a
put it
lot
like
of
this.
finesse players out there.
Finesse.
You
they,
want some dogs, you go to Texas.
what?
Finesse.
You want
You know
some
what? We're
dogs,
not
you
doing
go
that.
down
We
to
not.
Texas.
We finna move along because we
No.
finna be derailed
Dogs,
already. We finna be
dogs.
We
derailed
said this
already.
Come
yesterday.
on,
We
man.
derail
Come on.
ourselves every show.
Built different. Built
All right.
different.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and move us along because I feel like the Department of Homeland Security is afraid of the mob. Why do I say that? Because Julio Cesar Chavez has been arrested by ICE after
He'll be all
he
right.
fought Jake Paul. I'm not feeling
He
sorry
also
for him.
support. Nah, he
I
also
know.
supports an extremely conservative Mexican president. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Prayers up and tears. Good day to you, sir.
And again, I'm not being political by this, but I just want to know why if they knew he had a warrant in Mexico for ties to drug cartels, why
Why
y'all wait till after the fight?
why do you wait till after the fight to go and pick them up?
Because
You
we
could have
got
picked.
Oh, somebody had money on that fight.
y'all be forgetting
All of
about
them
this
had
thing called
already.
capitalism.
Hell,
Oh, we
thank
know
you,
about
TP.
capitalism.
Them people had already locked in their bets on sport on all the apps. They were not about to arrest that man until after.
Do you know that after that fight, that puts Jake Paul in consideration for a title match?
I hope
Yeah,
somebody knock his fucking jaw loose.
please, please, for for everything that is good and holy, please.
Because I'm
Listen,
just like this, watching that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Watching that Tyson fight when he fought Tyson here in Dallas, if Tyson didn't have too much of those stipulations, that man would have
and
tore his head off, bro.
that is why
You
I don't
know,
respect
there's
nothing
so
he
many
do.
things
If you gotta put into a contract that you can't knock me out, fuck you.
that first of all, they good friends. So this was all publicity. And like, they say ain't no such thing as bad publicity. Hey, how
True.
many people tuned in to watch this on Netflix? How much money was made? The hype around seeing Mike Tyson in the ring again. There were all these things, but at the end of the day, I knew that there was no way that Jake Paul was going to lose that fight. I knew that
No.
there was no way, and not just because I think he's a better fighter right now because of the age and his athleticism and all that, but Jake Paul is trying to position himself to be on the grandest of stages. And one of the ways of doing that right now is Netflix. So you got you a Netflix special fight that paid millions, you know. But if we want to talk about some real fighters, I'm not calling Jake Paul not a real fighter because he's put in the work. Like you can watch his workout tape.
I will
He's
call
working.
him not a real fighter. He's not a
He
real fighter.
he
Stop
he
doing them
he
blood. Stop
he
doing
is
blood crap.
graduated into the realm of being considered a real fighter in the heavyweight range, right? But let's look at a real fight that I don't know people even know that they already set a date for. September 13th, which is my mama's birthday. Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. That is
Ooh,
the fight.
that
That is
is the
the one
fight.
I am waiting for.
Hey, let me go ahead and put my bid in.
Is
And
it?
it's gonna be here.
It's in Vegas, right?
It's gonna be here in Las Vegas.
Oh, it's gonna be jumping.
Damn,
It's
I need
gonna
to
be.
hit
man.
the Powerball.
It
It's
I
gonna
me
be
too.
jumping.
Shit, I might be too late to get a flight, but let me see.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
you want to see some polished fighters, and I think if Canelo would have fought Floyd after he was more seasoned, he would have had a better chance because like watching that fight on a technical level, Canelo was not
The
there.
first time he fought Floyd
Yeah,
Mayweather, yeah,
the
he was.
the
He was.
skill.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
he
you
wasn't
also
wild. He wasn't wild, but you could tell that he was still young and he was just trying to.
Experience.
Yeah, he was inexperienced and trying
He
to
was
get
in
himself
experience.
get a feel for it. But now I put it like this: if he fought, like you said, if he fought Floyd again with more fighting, like him having more fights under his belt,
he still was gonna lose.
I don't
I
think
didn't say that he was gonna win. I said he would have done better than he
Yeah.
did in that fight.
Well,
Because
better
if
than
you
a
look
loss is a win, and he was still gonna lose either way.
I don't. We
when
but
you look at the scorecard, because it wasn't a knockout, right? That was
No, it
a
wasn't.
decision.
it was TKO.
It was so one-sided to Floyd, it made you wonder, was Canelo really him?
Or
And
did he get? Or did them them
yeah,
girls get paid?
yeah, or was he just trying to get paid? And as he's progressed through his career, I can say now, yes, he's him. But we also know Terrence Crawford's pedigree and what Bud has done in the boxing game. And
Absolutely.
that's why this is the most important fight of the decade, because they're both in their prime.
Well, that boy Terrence Crawford be whooping feet for real.
For real.
And
Hey,
he might not be whooping feet that night, but he should win.
hey,
It's gonna be a good fight. That's all I'm saying.
I'm still tripped out what he did to EJ, man.
He
I
beat the
still,
shit out of that dude.
That
what?
wasn't
I'm
even
like,
funny. That shit, bro. That was.
oh my god! I was like,
His
that's the
new
goddamn.
name
It was
is
in
Willie Lump
Dallas.
Lump.
It was in Dallas,
That
and
wasn't
I was
even
like,
funny.
that was a goddamn massacre right there. I was
His
like,
name is Willie Lump
Well,
Lump
like
from
that
now on.
hey, you,
from the first bell, he jumped on that man and he never let him go.
hey,
Hands and feet.
hey, did you?
Sometimes you got to go outside and come
At the
back
Remember
in the
same
Martin?
arena.
time,
Remember that Martin episode he fought Tommy Hearn?
Yeah. Willie
He
Lump
was
Lump.
lumped
Like I said, sometimes you got to go outside the arena, get your thing, and come back.
Hey,
Sometimes
but
it's just
I'm so looking forward to this fight. It's not even crazy. It's not even funny. I
you know what
still think
woo,
Crawford gonna win though. That's my.
TP
hey, not
TP
to hurt
is.
your feelings, Troy, but Stephanie White gonna have to have the Great White Hope come off the bench when she come back. Cause goddamn, Indiana is up on Vegas 62-44 in the third quarter.
Don't sleep on don't sleep on Asia, man.
No. I am not. My comment is about what Indiana gonna do with the Great White Hope.
I'm gonna just say this: if the team is playing better without you, you the problem.
But she don't have the ego that's gonna sit down though.
sure don't.
You the
I
problem.
just I just can't get over this. I want to be the villain, but not the villain.
Ain't that white people in general?
Pick a struggle.
No, she will never pick a struggle because it
Pick,
benefits her to be the
It been
villain
pick a
behind scenes
struggle.
and
so
then the victim
exactly,
publicly.
Pick
She
a
always
exactly.
want to
struggle.
See,
play the victim, but she been dirty, and I don't understand what like. But this is coming from people that they weren't watching women's basketball before, so now all of a
thank
sudden
you.
they see her, and oh my God, they treat her so bad. Man, she was trashy. She was a dirty player. But now she in the league and she got some grown A women who like, nah, F that. You ain't finna do all of that. We okay. You
We
wanna
They
talk to
hooping
you?
over there.
You
we
wanna
Hey,
scratching, we
yeah.
pushing.
real hoopers. They hey, you get the occasional paw throw, but you want to run away after you start the shit and leave your teammates to clean it up. Yeah, nah.
Yeah,
And let me
maybe.
tell you something about professional athletes, about all professional athletes. They have an ego and they have pride.
Yep,
Yeah,
And when you challenge
absolutely.
that, they are going to test you to your limit. And
yep,
if you can't stand up to it, then you're gonna fold like origami.
yep.
Yeah.
And that's in all
Well,
sports, all professional athletes.
You
you know
right,
what?
TP.
I wanna take the time to apologize because I saw a tweet that Jennifer from Above the Hill podcast posted, and it was um McPhee. I can never think of that girl's first name.
Oh,
McPhee
the
from
Felson
yeah.
call you.
Um Collier. Professor Collier. And all I said was what her mama looked like.
Cause why you
So
start?
what you I didn't start. I just wanted to see what her mama looked like. They always posting the cheering post the mama.
Who's the mama?
That's all I'm saying.
Now, Troy.
Hey, Satu is having a horrible game right now against the Wings.
Satu has not had a good season.
We
You
about to
Nigga,
know,
after she did
mark,
all
right?
that crying to get out of Dallas. What happened?
It's about the halfway mark, right?
Oh yeah, we almost to the All-Star break.
Yeah.
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 But you know what? I think you just said something. You said something about this, Troy, the other day. I think we can probably get. I think the Wings can make the not All Star, but make the playoffs if we have a better second half. Not lose too many games in the second half of the season.
You know, when you come into the season with the number one pick, you always got to manage your expectations, right?
Right.
But then once the season starts, all of that goes out the window, and it's can we win now?
Yep.
That's the question. Can we win now? Is Paige
But
good enough to propel this team to a playoff berth?
I think it has to be. I think you can't put that. Well, the
no,
expectations are going to be up on her, but I don't think you can clearly have
the
it solely on.
expectations need to be
So it
But, but,
has to
that,
be.
but that's what I'm saying. Because now that we've seen her play, and if they don't make the playoffs, it's not on her. What I'm saying is she good enough to get them there? That's the question.
I think she is good enough to get it there, but I think she also need her. I think she also need her backcourt mate to make sure that they can actually get there. In Enrique,
Yeah, she got to protect her.
yeah. So you know getting both of them, cause that's combined scoring wise combined for those two. I think that's like close to 40 points a game right there. That's
Yeah,
half of your
right.
offense
Yeah.
for the team. But I think they can if we can get into the All-Star break on a good win streak. I think the second half of the season can be beneficial. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I don't trust this coach, so he gonna have to go. You're gonna have to find somebody. Hell, go get Bill Lambier.
Like I said,
Hey, I'm a why is it saying I'm missing somebody? I'm gonna man,
Jamal.
it's Jamal.
Jamal.
Oh, Jamal. Okay, that's who it is. Um, what the heck? Yes. So real quick,
y'all know I live
I
in the
guess
country. Please forgive me.
I I the NHL, man, they about to sign this new collective bargaining agreement, and they throwing money around. Carolina Hurricanes, who I don't expect them to do a whole bunch anytime soon. Um, they just signed Nick Ehlers, 6 years, $51 million.
Damn.
I mean, well, in hockey terms, in hockey money, that's money for them right
That's
there.
a lot of
Yeah,
money.
that's money for them. I mean, they still catching up to everybody else, but that's money. But again, hockey is growing. You got championship hockey being played in freaking South Florida.
Yeah,
So
that new collective bargaining agreement, man.
I think what hockey has always struggled with is the accessibility of the sport.
yep,
Because you look at the different types of sports that kids would play. Hockey is one of those ones that you have to be on a specific closed environment to play.
Hmm.
And
yep,
just you can go out in the parking lot, with stick and ball on the concrete, but does that it translates in a way, but it's not as easy
Nah,
You gotta put your feet on that ice.
to the court. Because a lot of times
yeah.
sport, all you gotta do is have on your clothes and you can play.
you good.
I
Yep,
mean,
Yeah.
football, we used to show up to the park and is either if you're man enough, we playing tackle,
yep.
fuck the pass. That's how we did it back in the day. I don't
And
know
I
that
if
was
they
with
mean,
still
that was
play
with
like
no
that
shoes
now,
on.
but I know damn sure we was out there in the parking lot playing football. You go to that sideline, you finna to get put on somebody's
You
car,
getting
you can be
rocked.
in the grass. Like that was just how we played.
it is hockey is one of those sports. Like I was watching the draft, and one of the assessments on a first round draft pick was he needs to improve his skating.
I thought
Talking
that
about
I
the
was
was
the
like,
black
most
dude.
fundamental part.
no, it wasn't even a black dude. It wasn't even a black dude.
No, I
That
thought that
listen,
was like the first thing you have to learn to even play the sport.
he was he. If I'm not mistaken, he was 6'1", 199 pounds at 18 years old. So
Shit.
That's a good
by
sign.
the time he get, that's big in hockey.
Yeah,
A
that's
couple years,
big.
he gonna be 225.
Yeah, and probably about 6'3".
That's a center right there.
And
Hmm.
Exactly.
I just when I first started watching hockey, I used to watch the San Jose Sharks when they first came into the league, and thought that this the most illest shit that I ever seen. Then of course when the not Mavericks, but when the Stars decided to move from Minnesota and come to Dallas, like we had our goat, we had our goat for hockey in Dallas and Mike Modano. But our team, that man, watching that team, Modano, Darian Hatcher, then they picking up Brett Hull and free. They picked up Brett Hull and free agency from the St. Louis Blues. Uh, but just watching hockey, period. Like
And I
watching hockey, Detroit, watching Dallas hockey, and then watching. I used to watch Detroit, the Red Wings, with with Stevie Y and all those guys right there. Um, it's fun to see. It's fun to watch.
You know,
And
I have a love hate relationship with Stevie Y because he brought us another championship, but that bitch also broke up the team. How you not gonna put freaking one of the best hockey players to ever play in Tampa Bay on the Canadian national team?
Jankos,
No, Marty St. Louis.
mm,
Marty was pissed off about that shit all the way up till he was like the free agent signing. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not coming back." And he left. And he only played 2 more years and then he retires. Retired and went into the Hall of Fame. The
I
greatest little
remember
man in the world.
my first experience with hockey was the Tallahassee Tiger Sharks,
I remember them. Yep.
and they talking about bringing them back, but it was the Tallahassee Tiger Sharks, and we had went. I don't even. I don't. It wasn't a school trip. I don't even know how I ended up there. It might somebody might have won the tickets off the radio. So we went. None of us had never seen a hockey game before. That was my first time seeing it, and it's like you playing on ice in Tallahassee,
Yeah.
and
And
I was
for everybody out there, I want everybody to understand we do play hockey, and every year it's always three or four players that get drafted, and people be confused why they look like us
yeah,
because us started hockey, and it's a bunch of us throughout the history of hockey that did some damage. I it's a shame he had to play against the Lightning, but Jerome Ingler or Ingila, I don't know which one is the correct saying. They had to change rules because of him, because he was a
Oh,
problem.
Jerome and Gidler.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but this kid's name, he plays for the New York Islanders. His name is Kayshawn Atchison. 6'2",
now if that ain't
199.
black, you said that man named Tayshawn.
Kashawen. Kayshawn Atchison.
That black as hell.
That's
I
what
thought they
that's what
changed.
caught my attention.
I thought they changed rules because of players like Mario, Super Mario, and
Oh no, this was they did a rule change. So they did a rule change when the Lightning won. That what was that? So we just did, I want to say what 8 years ago, 8 9 years ago when England came down to Tampa and whew, thank God we had the Monstars. It would have been ugly. It would have been ugly. He was big and fast. So they changed the rules a little bit. They allow more checking than they used to allow. But this dude was just running free up and down the ice. And his stick work was immaculate. So
so
pause
in
for
other
y'all
words,
kids.
hey Danny, listen to this. So in other words, they proven Cedric the Entertainer right, where he said all we did was go out there, no stick, all gloves, just looking for somebody to just smash up on the damn.
Yep, just to knock fire out of.
Let me smash you on the boards. Let me get this puck.
Hey,
I'm
but
finna go on down and score.
I think
Yeah,
they
hockey.
said
See,
it was
hockey is the sport
four.
where you could be big, right? And it's not like you need Ozempic big. It's big and strong and fat.
Oh Jesus.
So we
Oh,
need to, you know what? Let's give Zion some ice skates. Let's give him some skates.
hey, hey, y'all see, wait a minute, you talking
Oh,
about the zipping. Hey, y'all seen the fucking picture of Drake now? And
Talking
his,
about with his etch a sketch abs.
yeah,
Lord have mercy. Please
I
don't.
get tired of his ass.
Hey, don't piss me off. I already don't like Drake.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I'm hating the fact that he going after content creators, dog. Like in his lawsuit, like, dude, we all was reacting to everything. We all listen to all the stuff, but you getting in your goddamn feelings because you got eviscerated by a 5'7" nigga.
It's
What do
cause
you
he's a
what do you
bitch.
expect from somebody that whines all through their songs? Him and Jacquees need to go in the corner somewhere and see who can whine the most.
Oh Lord.
Get
Hey,
on
he
my
need to go
nerves.
see. He need to go get his 11-year-old daughter out of hiding. Oh my goodness! You better make sure you them folks ain't coming to your house because you got pedophiles at your house.
man. You know what?
Etch a
I'm gonna make sure
sketch.
I'm gonna wait sure we still away from any controversy right now. So, and I'm gonna do that by saying this. Apparently, Major League Baseball is having more problems with fleas because
With what?
Guardians pitcher. I had this thing that Major League Baseball laid down with the dog of gambling, and now they're getting up with fleas because the Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz is under investigation for possible gambling violations on his pitches.
On
So
his
they
pitches.
have these. Say what now?
I just said on his pitches, which is absolutely effing crazy to me.
They they call them micro bets, but they're basically prop bets on his first pitch of different innings. And apparently there were some first pitch bets for balls and hitting batters. And so
Oh
there
yeah,
is,
if
and
I
this is,
can win $100 just by hitting the first person, you finna get hit.
and that's,
Over here,
and
you
that's the
finna get
thing.
hit.
The anomaly is so bad that I think they're called I-360, which is a gambling ethics firm who contracts with different sports books. So a lot of those major sports books use them. Remember, I told y'all they're going to use analytics to try, or analytics and AI to try and figure out who's cheating and who's not. I'm hoping this is a nothing burger. But if it's not, if he actually is gambling on his pitches, yeah, he gonna get banned for life.
For
Bro,
life.
how you gonna ban him for life when you just let Pete Rose get inducted into the Hall of Fame? How?
Uh,
How?
Wait
How?
a minute,
they
You
George
just
no
ain't
longer
inducted
you
into
no
the Hall
longer
of Fame
have a
yet, is he?
you no longer
no,
have
he
a
not
leg
in
to
the Hall of
stand
Fame.
on.
He's
He not
just
in the Hall of Fame. They
But
still
he
he's
not in. He
eligible.
just eligible now.
He's eligible. He's eligible.
But
If you ban me over a $50 bet and that ugly son of a bitch can get into goddamn Cooperstown, I'm burning everything down. Fuck that.
he died. That's the only reason they made him eligible.
Who
because
gives a
he
shit?
dead.
He's eligible and Barry Bonds not eligible and they never proved the man don't.
Yeah,
I'm burning everything
Now
down. Fuck that.
Faye Vincent had a hit out on he had a hit out on Pete Rose, and
Pete
then
Rose deserved that. Pete Rose lied to that man's face. Lied. Listen, God bless Bud Selig because Bud Selig gonna go to his grave and let everybody know that he held Faye Vincent's word. Because Faye Vincent said, as long as you're alive, you will not be in the Hall of Fame.
well, all three of them dead. Shit.
So, but yeah, that man, the sports betting gambling, it's getting crazy because every week now we have a new scandal. I don't. Is it that serious? You
They
got
got
one dude in the NBA made $60 million in gambling, or possibly gambling. I want to say that possibly gambling.
That it's the love of money. Like it's the love. I think it's the love of money for some, and it might just be
you stuck.
you stuck in it, and it could be the excitement, right? Like think about it this way: you got Shaq that says since he retired, the only thing that gets him close to that feeling that he had when playing is DJing for massive crowds at rave events. That's the only thing that can give him that feeling. You've had a few other players that pretty much say the same thing. Like this one weird thing gives me that level of excitement that I just simply cannot get again. Is it the excitement? I
Well,
mean, is it the anticipation? Like, what is it?
we talking about gambling. Remember, Jordan gambled damn near his whole career,
It-
and
yep.
damn near got kicked out of the NBA because of it. Some people say that's the reason. I mean, some people say that's the reason why he went to go play baseball for the year and a half.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm
People
gonna
say,
I'm
see,
gonna say this.
he say, well, part of it because his daddy passed. His daddy got
Yeah,
killed and stuff. But at the same time, I mean,
baseball was his daddy's game,
his daddy's
and
game. But at
I'm
the same time, you were about to be investigated and get kicked out of the league because of your gambling habits. So
I mean it. I want to be clear. Jordan wasn't the only one. They gamble on planes now. They are gambling on planes as we speak.
We ain't talking about the level that the Jordan had a level to where like that shit was ridiculous, man.
So, Lawrence, I think if I'm not mistaken, that's already. Wait, I don't know about pro sports. I do know they can't bet on sports that their university is involved in. I know they can't do that, right? I don't know about pro sports, which that would also be a good idea. My problem with all of this gambling is not necessarily the gambling itself. Full disclosure, I built a gambling app for both a company and I have a gambling app that may or may not launch at some point myself. But um, the issue is that the institutions, the NCAA, NBA, Major League Baseball, they're all now in bed with gambling. And now to holler about, oh, you shouldn't be gambling. And I mean, the players, you shouldn't be gambling. Well, why not? You're in bed with this company that you don't want the players to be in bed with.
Yeah,
It
so
was one of
like you can ask
They
a question about
sponsoring
like
bowl games.
so like in the NFL, you can ask a question about Calvin Ridley. Why did he gamble? Because remember he got kicked out of the league for a whole year for gambling. And
remember when he got kicked out of the league for gambling, the NFL had just got in bed with
was
gambling with casinos.
yeah.
So it's and don't gamble. I don't want to make it seem like it's okay to gamble. Don't gamble. But I think we need to have a long discussion at some point about if we're saying don't gamble, the people who are yelling don't gamble don't have the moral high ground.
Right.
You know, that's it's just it's we watched headache is the biggest example of why not to gamble.
Oh, Headache Smith.
Headache Smith was the biggest example. He was going to get drafted,
Mhm.
and one scandal killed all of that.
That man when I tell y'all how good that dude was in high school in DISD basketball for Spruce High School, that man was that he earned the nickname Headache.
Mhm.
he earned that nickname Headache because he either gonna drop 30 or 40 on you, but he can also bang on you and give you a headache. He earned his nickname.
What's
One of the
wild is when I play AAU ball, they used to make us watch the video. If you ever played AAU sports before, they used to make you watch that video like at all of your sanctioned tournaments. He in the video. Like
hmm
when they talking about like gambling and taking stuff from recruiters, he in the video.
yep, he is he is the cautionary tale.
He is. I saw that video so many damn times I can repeat it word for word.
Well, I guess now is as good a time as any for the disrespect segment because I feel
What,
like
what we got to talk about to be disrespectful?
I be saying
this.
everything I gotta say before you even play the segment.
No. It's gonna be a whole lot of disrespect in this, and yeah.
The disrespect segment.
Uh-oh.
So now, a lot of times I do a disrespect segment, and it's directed at a particular person, or thing, or organization. This isn't necessarily directed at the conversation that I was having with Wildcats. Completely respect him. This is not necessarily a disrespect to him. It is the disrespect of the pay for play anytime we talk about NIL, right? Anytime the subject of NIL comes up, the majority of people always holler about, oh man, the collectives are bad. Okay, that's cool. I've never heard ever anytime somebody brings up NIL other than myself and a few others say the collectives are here because the NCAA was so egregious in their treatment of players that's how we got here. And it's not necessarily bad. It is the result of what the NCAA did. I never hear that. I never hear you can be, you don't have to be an athlete to get an NIL deal. Nobody ever talks about that. It's influencers that go to college right now, and the only thing they do is makeup and hair or fashion blogs or whatever the case may be. That's NIL. Anything that gets you money for your name, image, and likeness is NIL. And yes, I hate to be the one to point this out, but yes, pay for play, because that's what revenue sharing is NIL. The collectives are not the problem. The collectives were never the problem. The problem is that you always had runaway boosters and runaway alumni that was like, I don't care about the rules. I'm gonna get how much money I want to. That's just my thought process. So
So why do you feel like people have a problem with it though?
because they are in the thought process of I didn't get paid when I was in college as an athlete, so nobody else should. Or my personal favorite, Florida State. Well, Peter Ward didn't get no money when he played, and he won the national championship.
Peter
This is Florida
Ward
State.
definitely got some damn money. Don't you say that
Hey
out
man,
loud ever
hey, them
again.
people watching. Stop.
And guess what? He ain't saying not a word.
He
Then.
ain't saying nothing. Peter Ward, bro, man, Troy be forgetting. I swear he be forgetting I'm from here.
I know. I say the people. Listen, all I'm saying is that I witnessed a particular player's jersey sell for over $100,000 in an afternoon, and that player got $0. But he gets some free clothes at the mall
I
that
also witnessed
everybody
that a
got.
lot of them boys had new Camaros, but we ain't gonna say that out loud, though.
You just don't do that. We ain't never get the money.
No, we
But
ain't never get no money. You put me on here.
um, but my point is, nobody ever sits there and go, okay, maybe the NCAA did wrong, because we forget the fact that you couldn't transfer. I can probably put together a list of all never played backups at Florida State who probably could have went to another school and won a national championship.
Yeah, yeah. Because they had
So
Xavier Lee over there in the dungeon to his senior year.
did I mention I want all the bad things in life to happen to Jimbo Fisher and nobody else but Jimbo Fisher? Okay.
Guess what? Guess what? It's not
Uh,
gonna happen
Let
because
me get
Jimbo
a small bottle
is,
of
is
1738 and a cup of ice. Yeah,
he is sitting pretty with $80 million in his account.
and a cup of ice.
There are
Hmm?
oh, I got you. I, it is years. I got Jamal background. Hold on. There are years. You know what? I'm not finna derail. But anyway, there are a number of instances where, like, nobody had a problem with the equipment manager getting $1 million. For what school was that?
McNeese State.
Nice State. Nobody had a problem with the equipment manager getting $1 million. That was cool.
My man
Man,
Ari came out there with all the Under Armour gear and everything.
socks and boom boxes. Like, it's okay for these kids to get money. It's okay. And then here's I'm gonna say it since y'all scared to say it. It is okay for these kids to go to the highest bidder who tell them they gonna give them $5 million to play quarterback. It's okay.
Don't be mad at the players. Be mad at the system.
I
Don't
think
hate
I
the
think
player.
another thing that you forget,
Hate the
Troy, is
game.
a lot of it is about maintaining the status quo of you
Mm-hmm.
down here and I'm up here. So how
Mm-hmm.
dare Hey, should nobody have no 100,000 vehicle in the parking lot but me and I'm the head coach? So what the fuck you mean you just went and bought a new yards? I don't even got the new yards. A lot of it is about maintaining the status quo and a caste system of who gets what, who has access to said what, right? And that's how a lot of schools, a lot of coaches, a lot of ADs function for so long because they could control your future. Like think about when Willie was talking about when he tried to leave Clemson. Before when you had to transfer, your coach had to sign the form and turn it in.
Mm-hmm.
His coach never turned in his form. He could have been at FAMU before the D1 move went into motion. But
His
he
coach,
was not there because his coach held his transfer form and he got stuck there.
wasn't
Mhm.
that who was that? Tommy West, his coach.
Yeah, it was Tommy West.
Oh yeah, he was an asshole. That's why he didn't win
So
none when he was at he didn't win none when he was at Memphis. So
nope,
uh,
he didn't. So a lot of it is that. I mean, it ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun.
but I'm
You can be
saying
an
this,
asshole to
this is
me
but
today,
this is
but
the
I can
thing.
be out of here tomorrow.
But this is the reason why we have NIL right now. Let's talk
Mhm.
about this. We talked about this before. SMU giving out $5,000 payments and stuff like that, $1,500 payments and stuff. That's the reason why Eric Dickinson had took a pay cut when he got to the NFL because he wasn't gonna tell these folks that he had got money from SMU, which we all know.
Man, SMU was giving out $1,500 and a brand new Mustang.
Yep.
Nah, that was Texas A&M.
Oh no,
Was
you're
it?
right. That's for Texas A&M.
Oh, they,
A&M,
they was
Texas
giving.
No, no,
A&M,
not Texas A&M. It was Texas because it
no,
was a burnt orange
no,
Trans Am.
it was Texas
Mm-mm.
A&M because it was a gold.
SMU, the Pony
SMU.
Express was giving out pony cars.
So Texas A&M gave Eric Dickinson the gold Trans Am because where he was from, Sealy is an A&M town, which is close because Sealy is College Station. University of Texas told him that if you don't commit to us, if you don't come to us, I guarantee that you will never be able to do any type of business or work anywhere in the state of Texas. They threatened him. He got on the phone and he talked to Ron Meyer because he was like, I want to come to SMU, but we got an issue. This fucking car that Texas A&M gave me, and they found out that the car was put in his grandmama's name. He had he ain't had no issue driving the car. So basically, Texas A&M bought a car for him. He said he wanted to go to A&M because he wanted to stay close to home. He wanted to play. He wanted to be national, and he drove his car all around Highland Park and University Park in Dallas, a gold Trans Am that Texas A&M paid for, where Eric Dickinson gave y'all the biggest middle finger of your lives, and in some way somehow A&M has never recovered from that.
And while
You don't
we
think
sitting
so?
here,
You don't think A&M has recovered?
Oh, they definitely
mm,
is recovered.
I mean, well, I'm talking about where they could have won a national championship in a sense. They when the last time A&M won a national championship? It's been the 50s.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm about to
but you
say,
also you also got 100 schools that have never even been.
That is true.
yeah,
Why,
which
why did Texas A&M leave out of the Big 12, decide to go to the SEC?
Follow
Because
Texas.
I was
they
just
got
about to say that.
tired of playing with Texas politics. They decided to take their ball and go to the other court.
Hell,
And
but
Made
then
that
that.
was
And
you
remember, A
play
and M,
Georgia
A
politics.
and M actually went to the SEC before Texas. I misspoke.
Right, right, right,
They
right.
went
yeah.
a
They
long
went
time ago,
first.
and it really didn't make sense then. You know, you come into the SEC with Johnny Manziel, Mike Evans. You know, high powered offense. He was able to beat LSU. You made some noise, but then they trickled off. It's always been a recruiting issue,
I say that's because
and
they had a bad coaching hire and he can't recruit worth a damn.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It was a recruiting problem, and the coach not being able to bring in capable players to win in the SEC. Like he had some stars on those teams, right? You know
I
what I mean? Like Miles
mean,
Garrett. But
because by your reckoning, he should have been able to just pick a team out of Texas and whoop everybody's ass.
Miles Garrett, Von Miller, uh, yeah, he had plenty of players. But what I'm saying is, look at this. See, if we talk about Texas A&M, you got their
Them
coach.
wagon people.
Yeah, their coaching picks have been, to me, mediocre at best.
Yep.
Because at
They've
one
been
time,
chasing Bear Bryant.
well, other than Bear Bryant, so let's say other than Bear Bryant, they had Gene Stallings. Remember, because he's a Bear Bryant disciple.
Yeah.
Then they went from Gene Stallings to was it Jackie? I think Jackie Sherrill before Jackie Sherrill went over to Mississippi State. Then they brought in RC Slocum. And RC Slocum kept them relevant for for how many years, TP? About 15 years?
yeah,
10 to
they had a
15
good
years.
run.
Kept them relative, even when these fools was on probation. He kept them relevant. He's the one who made the wrecking crew defense. When he got guys like Quentin Coriat and Aaron Wallace, all these other guys coming in.
But Doc, you know what the problem with RC Slocum was, right?
Offense. He's a defensive coach.
No, that school in Austin won a national championship. That's what happened to RC Slocum.
No. RC Slocum was already gone before Texas won
By
the national
'06.
championship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was gone before
he was
'06.
gone. Because
Okay.
he left,
Oh,
so
what
when
his
he
name was
retired,
their coach? I
listen,
can't think of that dude's name.
when he got
Yeah, he
fired,
Slocum was gone.
yeah,
Sherman.
when he got
I think
fired,
it was
Was it?
Sherman.
I
it was
feel like you're
no,
right.
it was
Pat
Dennis
Sherman
Francione.
or Mickey
It
Sherman
was
or
it was
something like that.
it was Dennis Francione who took the team.
Yeah, because he ended up at Alabama. You
He
right.
ended up at
Yeah,
Alabama because remember he took over TCU, made TCU to what it was. If it wasn't for him getting LaDainian Tomlinson, TCU wouldn't be shit. Uh, uh,
Wow, yeah, call him a spade a spade.
yeah, because they was on it. They was on the comeback though. Then you had Francione, and then you had Mike Sherman.
yeah, Mike Sherman. That's what I was
Mike
thinking about.
Sherman couldn't do shit.
I call that man Pat Sherman and Mickey Sherman. Lord.
No, it was man.
He couldn't do shit. And
No,
then
I remember when they hired him. That was like a big fucking deal when they hired him too.
because it was
Hmm.
an NFL coach coming to the college ranks,
Yeah.
and he was trying. So the basic
He did
thing
not
was
meet expectations.
he
Just
did
put it
not
like
meet the
that.
expectations
Mm-mm.
down there at College Station,
He did.
and then they ended up getting Kevin Sumlin.
Yep.
They
Yep.
dragged Kevin Sumlin from Third Ward and what he was doing at Houston because he was kicking everybody ass at Houston.
I
That was
mean, because I think now, right? When you think about and I think we said it on this show. Think about how we live our life, right, and how the world is now. It is easier to get a kid potentially to get a kid to come to Houston to a school like the University of Houston is in fucking Houston before you want to go all the way to damn College Station
Where you in the middle of nowhere.
to play football. It ain't nothing there but a school and cow pastures. Yes, I'd rather go to Houston
Hey,
because
hey, hey,
it's
hey,
more
hey!
life to
Don't
live.
disrespect College Station. Like there's some good fishing out
You
there.
don't even like them people.
It don't matter. I got family in College Station, man.
I'm not.
You got
I
me
ain't
in
talking about. I
conversation like
listen.
Brian.
I'm not. I'm not talking about the good
Brian.
folks of College
I
Station.
don't even consider Brian, bro. Brian is just Brian.
Exactly. So it's like I remember when I was getting recruited, and my brother was like, "Man, you gotta think about your quality of life. Like you can't just pick a school and go to school because they want you. You only gonna play ball X amount of years a month, But what you gonna do the rest of your time?" And I was like, "Damn, bro, you got a point."
Yeah, because then Kevin Sumner comes in. He trying to change the attitude of Texas A&M, bringing his offense. Just realize this: Kevin Sumner coming into A&M. This man had Kenny Hill as his QB. He had Johnny Manziel as his QB. He had Kellen Mond as his QB. He had got the who else he had as his QB? Kyler Murray as his QB. Kyler
Kyler
Murray.
Murray went to Oklahoma.
No, he was at A&M first before he went to Oklahoma.
Did he? He didn't. He didn't even make it on the field though.
No, he
Oh
made it on the
yeah,
field at
Nah,
Texas A&M. He made it on the field at Texas A&M because
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing him on the
it was
field.
between Kenny Hill and Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Because remember they jet like as soon as Kyler Murray left, that's when Johnny Manziel came through and did what he did. Like Kevin Sumlin had quarterbacks. Kenny Hill didn't even stay at Texas A&M. He ended up going to TCU. And you're coming in behind.
matter of fact, did he take TCU to the conference championship?
He took them to a conference championship. This coming behind after Andy Dalton took them to a Rose Bowl.
yep.
And then after you couldn't get it done, guess who was the starting quarterback for TCU? Trayvon Boykin.
Trayvon boy.
See, watching him at
Man,
I watched him at West Mississippi.
listen. We
Oh,
took a long roundabout way to talk about these
but yeah, I was
damn
saying, but
coaches.
just the
It,
money part.
it's I want everybody to understand that while y'all making these assumptions about these kids, if you ever pay attention to the stories, it's a whole bunch of stories of these kids spending their money on their teammates,
Yep.
their money on other kids. Like some kid just recently had a paid for a football camp and allow all the campers to come for free. This is what they doing
Yep.
with the NIL money.
I
Wasn't
mean,
that
the dude up in Georgia, his left guard was not on scholarship, and he paid the dudes to it. How you the starting left guard and not on scholarship yet?
what was
You
that
beat out
dude?
everybody as a walk on, and because he a walk on, he didn't get the same benefits everybody else had.
What was that
So,
dude
bro,
for
paid
University
for
of Texas? He went home to St. Louis. I think he paid for it out of his pocket with NIL money and brought Arch up there with him to St.
Yeah,
Louis.
it.
it's
I mean, these kids, a lot of these kids are not being selfish at all.
this the money is cool once they take care of their family. They looking out for other people, and
Hmm.
that's perfectly okay. It is the same thing when boosters was paying for houses for these kids. It
They
is
looking out
taking
for the
care of
kids.
these kids. Exactly. Just taking care of these kids' family. So when we sit around, I make jokes about LSU, but I also know what that LSU money was paying for. I also know what that boot skin money was paying for.
Yep.
So when I make the jokes, I know, yes, it's a joke. The boot skins was paying players, but they also was buying houses for these kids' mamas.
But
So
one thing,
how's
one
that
thing
bad?
we gotta understand is that like like people get mad when they realize they slaves understand that they free now.
Yep.
Mm.
This was never meant for a Shador. This was never meant for Shiloh. This was never meant for um Now her Ashley from not Ashley. Oh my gosh, the young lady from Texas.
Texas Tech,
God,
yeah.
the softball player. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't meant for people that look like us. Just like
No.
welfare was never meant for black people, right? And so once we infiltrate these spaces that were never meant for us, then it becomes problematic, right?
Yeah,
It
it becomes an
becomes
issue.
complicated because we're not living up to what they thought we were conditioned to do.
Mm-hmm.
So now it becomes, well, we can't promote what they're doing, right? Because why would we want to make them look good spending their money?
Yep.
But here's the thing: if we went out and we got a job and we did the same thing, making millions, guess what they would call us? Oh, they got to be dealing drugs. They got to be stealing. They got to be doing this and doing that. Black people can't win in this space. If we make too much money, then we end up with Black Wall Street, where they trying to burn our ish down because we become too successful and we're threatening the white power institutes that were set up, right? People don't want to hear it. People want to act like we talking crazy because we recognize that racism and prejudice and discrimination still exists. They do. And once people can start to admit that these systems were not built for people that look like us, we can begin to get to the bottom of it and understand that we gonna do really good with our money. Now, of course, there's some people that suck at managing their money. You gonna run into a Sean Kemp. You gonna run into some others, right? But guess what? You got more white people doing the same thing. But we don't want to talk
Woo-hoo.
about that. We want to talk about the black kids as if they all gonna fail because they got too much money. Baby, ain't in this day and age, ain't no such thing as too much money.
Mm-mm.
We expect them to do well. We expect them to make a living, but we don't want them to do it using the skill set that they have. And we feel like, oh my gosh, why are they getting paid so much? No, that's NIL money. They're not getting a paycheck to come play. Not all of them. And there's a difference between pay to play, which is you come here, I'm going to write you a check. I'm going to give you X number of dollars if you sign to play here. Now, people can go out and do all this other stuff, make money, make millions working a job or doing something else. But you have a problem with a kid that's making tens of millions of dollars because they're getting endorsements? I need these people to take their top lip and press it against their bottom lip and shut the F up.
With
You
super
know,
glue.
them people didn't have a problem with the what is it, the Cavalier twins, Covenant. I can't
Nah,
say their
and
names.
they weren't even good. That was the wild shit. They weren't even good, and they
Nope.
were getting paid out the. I'm
They
calling
were
a spade
pretty.
a spade.
They were pretty. They were
Exactly.
thin,
They were run
blonde
of the mill, thin,
models, but
blonde
they
hair, blue eyes.
sucked. They
They
were
were not
terrible
good.
basketball players.
I couldn't understand how they. I'm like, how is the quality of ball this bad that y'all got D1 offers? What is going
It
on?
had to be.
Like, it,
You,
like,
you, you,
It was a look. It was a look.
that's
No,
Coral
no,
Gables
it
HOA.
was
I just want everybody to know that that's Coral Gables HOA.
no, no,
That's
no,
what
no,
happened
no.
down
But
there.
no, but they transferred from somewhere else. They were somewhere else and transferred to Coral Gables HOA, and I think they came from some school up in the Midwest. And that dude paid them to come down there because he followed them on Twitter, not Twitter, Instagram.
Hold on. I'm gonna find out where they came from because
He-
the dude that it's the life wallet dude that paid them.
yep,
What is his name? Oh, I can't think his
and
name
I
right now.
and I
But yeah,
and I think he broke now.
oh yeah, life wallet is no longer a thing.
Yep.
No longer a thing.
Cause nah, And Miami don't do a good job of recruiting their home state for women's basketball players because there's
They
too
came
many
from
girls.
Fresno State.
There we go. California. I was wrong. But it's too many girls in the state that either leave the state or don't get offers at all. And I don't be understanding. God damn it.
But yep, that. But you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Yeah. Still to
What the
me,
hell is that on the screen? Did that shit say BCU donation fund? What
We're
in
going
the,
around. We're going around the whole sweat, Marlo. The whole
why
sweat.
in the fuck is it under my picture? What in the hell just happened? My bad, y'all. I just
I tell you what, Marlo will never hesitate to alienate a whole fan base.
have
Oh
all.
man, you,
Where
I
is
played that
Marlo?
because he is working. He's working late. This weekend is his birthday weekend, so he's trying to get all his work out the way so he can go fishing Sunday. And we got Fourth of July tomorrow, so he's trying to get all his work out the way so he can enjoy the weekend.
Shit, I'm
I'm
trying to
not
go
sure.
fishing on Sunday too.
I don't know if they're gonna have a dinner or not. I have not talked to his wife because I've been trying to get all my ducks in a row for media day because it is nothing like having a planned display and your planned display was one price, but because somebody wanted to play with tariffs, your display is now three times what it was when you had originally inquired about it. So having a display shipped to Birmingham was gonna cost me 4 grand just for the shipping. So I was like,
Excuse me?
yeah, that's just for shipping.
Hey, all we need is some
That's just for shipping.
construction paper and a poster board. I got you.
So it's we. Oh, I'm in a better place, but I'm just making sure all my ducks in a row. I'm just gonna get one of the banners from. I can do a 48-hour thing from Office Depot here and get a banner, and I'm cool. But I thought I was gonna do something fly, had it all planned out, and then somebody took office and started acting stupid. So there is that. Uh, you know, we didn't really get into a lot of summer league stuff because TP want us to come out for summer league. I think we need to make that happen. Hampton's Noah Farrakhan is headed to the San Antonio Spurs summer league roster, so hopefully he gets to show out and make at the very least, make the G League. But if he can just show out enough to make the roster, that'll be a big thing. That will definitely be a big, big thing.
I'm down.
So
Yeah,
uh,
me too.
I just I I think I should go out before I go out for the Grambling Jackson State game. If I get a chance to do that, we got I still got to get my permission slip signed. Um,
Hey, you ain't
so but
racking up good boy points, man. You need to work. You need to work on that.
listen, it's like the devil be on my shoulder when I be on Twitter. It's like really, and I just I I understand now why J Dot get on Biz Nuke sometimes because Biz Nuke just be sending stuff, and I just be like, I let that one pass. I let one, like about three of them go by, and then on the fourth one, I let it rip, and I probably should just let it go. I probably should let it go, but
Yeah.
I, Doc Biz is a gin drinker. I did not know. It all makes sense now.
Was that he
Fizz
drank?
Snoop is he drank gin. He drank gin straight. Yep, it make all the sense now.
Ain't
It
nothing
does
wrong with
make
that
all the
shit.
sense.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to crash out sometime, man. When you drink the gin.
I already got my bottles ready for homecoming. Wait, TP, you got gin?
Huh?
I thought you had a bottle of gin there. I thought you were showing my bad. I thought you were showing off a bottle of gin.
It's sparkling water. Come on, man.
Oh, my bad. My bad. My bad.
I got shit to do today. I got a brisket to trim. Like, what are you?
Man, dealing with Troy
Oh,
Brisket be tough. Tough and
listen,
dry.
Troy brisket be tough?
Nah, I said
no.
dealing with Troy and drinking gin, it'll be tough and dry.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
You'll be yelling
all you need
spoon.
to do, listen, all you need to do is what I do. I get my drink, get my smoker, I get my table with my fan. Yes, I have a fan at my table while I'm waiting on the food to cook. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna drink about 32 ounces of gin, low sugar chaser, and a lot of ice.
Why? I got one question. Why are we sitting at the smoker?
Oh, because I don't want to be in the house with all the people.
Hmm. Valid.
I was about to say, I
He
see that
said
mine
he
too.
said when he get there, he gonna park his car right up under the tree.
And I
And,
ain't Uncle Troy shit.
and
Don't call me. When the
I'm
food get
sorry.
ready, I'm gonna put it on the table.
I'm lighting the smoke and
they go,
walking away for 2 hours.
they go blue
So
wrecking shit.
listen, Blue live in Alabama. I live in what I
Gosh.
like to call the new St. Pete.
Blue is at Mobile.
See what I'm saying? Blue and Mobile. I'm in the new St. Pete where we don't have wind anymore. We done built up high rises all around that little peninsula, so we don't get wind no more. Yes, I'm gonna have a fan right there next to me because I need to keep
And
cool while I sip my gin.
and they cut down the trees too, built high rises
Yeah,
and cut down all the trees.
there is a monstrosity in the middle of downtown St. Pete. All you gotta do is Google St. Pete's tallest building. $750,000 to live in that monstrosity. It's St. Pete. You can buy a house and get you a front porch, some grass, and a backyard for less. But that's just me. Don't mind me. I'm just making common sense. Also, shout out to the city of St. Pete again, putting off another big Pride weekend. Shout out to y'all. I don't care what you do with your life. I'm just glad that my city of St. Pete is still the outlaw city and do whatever they want and don't care what the government say. That's that's my portion of it.
Yeah, we got. Oh my goodness, what else we got to talk about? Because I'm gonna go on a little thing right here. Uh,
Is I mean, you can talk about Ben McLemore. They're gonna hang him.
yeah, he's just dumb as hell, man. Reed just dumb. Um, so
Oh wait, hold on. And since Marlo ain't here, we can talk about it. Liverpool's. I want to make sure I say his name right. Jota. He died in a car accident along with his brother Diego Jota.
yeah,
Um, they died in a car accident, and his brother apparently was going to be a decent footballer. Not necessarily on the level of his brother, but he was going to be a decent footballer. So our condolences to their family, but that's a huge blow for Liverpool, like huge blow. Um, and I didn't realize how big of a story it was until I woke up and it was on CNN.
Yeah, you know, you know, soccer is worldwide. So, and then especially since he Liverpool, yeah. And I'm looking at Ben McLemore's stuff. Uh, yeah, he's done for. It said Oregon jury found former NBA guard Ben McLemore guilty Thursday of raping a woman in 2021 while he was playing for the Portland Trailblazers. It said that it ain't take long because it was an 11-day trial. So this trial was going on with Diddy's trial. Say he ain't played in the NBA since 22. Guilty of one charge of first-degree rape, one charge of first-degree unlawful sexual penetration, and one count of second-degree sexual abuse. Jury found him not guilty on an additional count of second-degree sexual abuse. McLemore had pled not guilty to all four counts. His sentencing is scheduled for Wednesday, July 9th at 9:30 a.m. They is about to throw the book at that man right there.
Yeah, he done for.
He done.
I mean, they why not?
He is done for.
I just don't understand. Like at that level, like I'm sure you getting it thrown at you. Why you gotta rape somebody?
That man ain't been good since he was in Kansas.
Like, come on now. Whatever.
Jackson Hayes go back to the Lakers on a 1-year deal. That still doesn't count the fact that they did get a big man. They got DeAndre Ayton to come in. So they signed DeAndre Ayton, but who gonna be your point guard for the Lakers?
LeBron.
2 guard for the Lakers. LeBron James.
They still have Austin Reeves.
Shit, Austin Reeves don't want to be there.
Austin Reed said he don't want to be there. Austin said, "Get me out of here."
Man, listen,
Austin said anywhere but Tinseltown. Bye bye.
listen.
That man turned down $90 million.
I I can't blame him. I can't blame him. And then this is not me hating on LeBron. You got the new superstar on the team don't want to be in shape. You got the new coach calling out the superstar. Like I don't
You
know if
mean the
there's
new
ever been
coach
a
that shouldn't be a coach?
yeah, that coach, the podcast coach.
Yeah,
I don't
little
in my
league.
lifetime, ain't no way. I've never seen a coach say we got to get the championship level shape at the end of the season. And the only reason I ain't blaming him is because Luca was in Dallas at the beginning of the season. He should have been in shape in Dallas.
Well,
So, so yeah, I'm gonna blame Jason Kidd for that.
Don't blame Jason Kidd for that shit.
that's blame Luca. Because by the time you're a professional athlete, we shouldn't have to beg you to get in damn shape. This is your
So
job, bro.
that's the reason why Michael Finley, after the Western Conference Finals game, he took that beer away from Luca. Like, hey,
Yep.
you ain't done with it yet. Some earlier today, the Mavericks with AD, Kyrie, Clay, and now Cooper Flag, which I nicknamed him Oak Cliff Coop, would only be interested in acquiring LeBron James in a buyout situation.
Hold
Wait,
on.
what?
What?
Like LeBron goes to Dallas?
So they was talking about that, right? So Dallas has always been one of the destinations for LeBron if he ever got with either free agency or he ever got traded, right? Um, but they was like, well, in order for you to get him, you have to give up pretty much everybody on your almost half of your squad just to get one player. So they was talking about to get LeBron, you had to give up Daniel Gafford, you had to give up um PJ Washington, you had to give up uh um Derek Lively because he's on the cheap, he's on a rookie deal, right? And it was like two more players in order for you to equal out the same type of contract, the same amount of money for LeBron James. And you have to be you have to be a damn fool to even considering having a trade like that. So
Yeah.
they're saying the Mavericks saying, okay, is telling the Lakers if LeBron wants to leave, because that's the reason why he picked up his player option, because he wants his money. But if he decides to leave, we're not going to pay for him to. I think the thing is, we're not going to pay for the buyout. You're going to pay for the buyout, and we can pick him up on the cheap. We might give you something in return. But we already gave you 2 draft picks in return for the
Yeah.
AD thing.
And they gave him away. But you know what? Let's leave him over there. If LeBron goes to another team,
Let's talk about it. Is this ring culture? Is this ring chasing?
No, I think for LeBron at this point in his career, it's about playing with who he want to play with.
I can go with
And
that.
if
I
a, and
don't.
if a ring comes out of it, great. A ring comes out of it. But it's like he said, he wants to play with Steph. He wants to play with other people outside of playing with them during the Olympics. At this, you got people moving and willing and dealing and doing what the fuck they want. So why can't he go play with Steph or whoever else he want to go play with? Like
And what's
it
the
don't
problem
even
with
matter. The
ring
man,
chasing?
the
Ain't that the
man is
point
40
anyway?
years old. Man, no,
Hold
it
on.
is. But you,
No, I wanted. I couldn't hear Danny. What you say, Danny?
oh,
Oh, I just said, ain't the point to chase a ring anyway? Like people get mad over the dumbest stuff,
the dumbest
right?
shit.
But while you up here changing jobs every year because your boss looked at you the wrong way, or like, boy, if you don't go sit down and shut up, because if it were you, you would be doing the same thing, probably worse. People are dumb. Shut up.
But I
I,
think it was the narrative that he put out there. I forgot it was on one of those podcasts,
oh no,
and
it was on his.
it
It was
was
on
on his
his.
it was on his thing, and it was like when he said it, it wasn't out of haste, but then it's like now you backtracking, and it's like, nah, dude, you said it because let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. When he was in Cleveland, the first 8-9 years, right? Cleveland did not put a team around him. It was like
At all.
at
Because
all.
we were broke. We couldn't afford to.
Not,
Nah, the man was on a rookie contract. What you mean y'all was broke?
We was broke, man. You
Man,
been to Cleveland?
no. No.
You
Y'all
been to
gave that
Cleveland?
man, y'all gave that man old ass Edison Varejao and said, go win. Why the ownership didn't give a fuck about LeBron when he got there the first time.
We he said this is for you, and we said we ain't got nothing for you. We broke.
And when he said bye,
but
they shouldn't
he,
have been mad.
but
Bet you ain't
he,
got no money,
his
South Beach do.
I'm just
from
playing.
after his from
I
after his rookie year. Listen, y'all, from after his rookie year, that man has been to the playoff. That man was in the playoffs every year,
every year,
Every year.
every year since except for his rookie year. But
every
Yeah,
year.
and that is
everything,
that included him taking old ass Anderson Varejao to a damn championship, even though he got mollywopped by the Spurs.
Zadrunas Zagowskis, Booby
There we
Gibson,
go. And Booby Gibson.
Oh,
Coach Mo,
Booby.
Coach Mo Williams.
And Coach Mo. Wait,
We're not doing that. Hey. I've been submitting requests. Don't do that. Do not sully the
no.
It's
waters.
not
We ain't
that.
gonna say nothing bad about Coach Mo. I wasn't
Hey,
anyway.
$2 one bone. That's the motto for Coach Mo. But no, it's the thing about he. It's the thing about it's static. But it's the thing about that he took. It's like almost no names to the playoffs. This man won 66 games one season with nothing but role players. 66 games with nothing but role players.
Hey,
He got
wasn't Vaughn Wafer there one year too?
who?
Vaughn Wafer.
Yeah, he was
Yup.
on one of those squads.
Yeah, Danielle Marshall on one of those squads. You had Ira Newble. You got he left. You know, me and the newspaper man were talking about this. Where part of the reason why he left to go to Miami was because Delonte West was banging out his mama. Oh my god!
God rest the dead, y'all. God rest the dead. Oh
But
man.
ain't dead, is it?
I thought he was. Hold on. Let me look. I
I
don't
thought
want to kill nobody unnecessarily. I don't want to kill. I don't want to be the Sinbad
Nah,
guy.
he
that
not
man
dead. He
ain't
is back
dead.
outside on dope though, but he ain't dead.
He ain't dead.
He just a little strung out.
But I'm just saying, part of it because Delonte was knocking out his mama. And then the other part was he y'all wasn't putting a team together around him.
Oh
So
man.
he go to Miami. D Wade D Wade was like, yeah, it was my team, but I'm gonna let you take over right now. But I'm gonna let you take over. You win two of them things, then come back to Cleveland. Now, Danny, there you go. This is for you, Cleveland.
I, I'm gonna hold all my comments to myself. But I'm gonna say this. Shout out to JJ Barea. Who knew? Um,
Nah, shout out to JJ Barea. He a real
for real. Like he's a
God
national team player who took on a giant and held his own.
and married and married Miss Puerto Rico.
That's what you do when you get a championship. You shoot with the stars.
Shout out to God Sham God, getting the assistant coach role over where you going? Orlando. Uh,
Hold on. We're not just gonna roll past that. And I'm not saying this to be malicious towards the Orlando Magic. But until the Orlando Magic sign some free agents or sign their own players a free agent contracts, I don't believe them. I'm never gonna believe that they trying to win the championship. They just they trying to put together a squad on the EBT card. I'm not gonna believe.
Orlando is not a serious franchise, and the owners are not serious either. Never have been.
Nope.
You can
And
look at their signings, who they sign, how much they pay them, who they draft, how much they attempt to pay them after that rookie contract is up. If they even still there after, because they will trade you quick out of Orlando to get out of paying you more money after that rookie contract.
I
So
won't.
no, they are not
I
serious at
think
all.
they should have learned their lesson the first time when they
Hold on.
had Shaq.
Them two different owners.
Hold on, y'all. I'm about to crash out. I really am.
Why? Because they
We stick.
lost.
No. We so I try to look at stuff while we talking to make sure I'm not like crazy. And then the next story with Mike Brown popped up, right? And then the article makes it appear as if the development of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, LeBron James, all of them was him. Um, People get creative license, right? And I have stated clearly there are articles on Fat Mouse Sports that have been generated by Chat GPT. I don't have no problem saying that. I'm not afraid to say that. It just is what it is. I make changes and edit it to sound like my voice and all of that stuff. But it does a very good job of writing articles based on the parameters that I give them and how I want to say it. It does a very good job of that for the most part. I have to do some editing. It never use it to make thumbnails. Trust me. But this article right here by oh, it's Sham. Yeah, Shams, Shams, whatever. The new Woj. I ain't feeling it. It doesn't feel genuine. Mike Brown is a very good coach, but the way you word things, you make it seem as though there's this guy Mark Jackson never existed. Mr. Ford is usually on HBCU Overdrive on Tuesdays. Is that Tuesday or Wednesdays?
Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays with Doc.
What's going on, Mr. Blakely? Let's talk about. Hey, this is something that Jamal put up in the chat earlier, and how Satu and them was like, y'all give us this shit for a CBA. Y'all try to disrespect us in our face.
I mean, so we can all agree that that first offer from the league is always going to be bad. It's always going to be bad. It's almost like they make it bad on purpose. So of course the first league offer they voted against it, which we knew that was going to happen. Um, because it didn't hit on anything that they're asking for. They're asking for profit sharing, and they're asking, and I said it on the show before. They're asking for points on jersey sales, right? Caitlin Clark has the number one selling jersey in the league right now, and she's not getting paid for. I'm sorry, Paige. Paige has the number one selling jersey in the league right now, and she's not getting paid for it. So
That's
we
good.
we we just had a robust conversation about name, image, and likeness. That is name, image, and likeness at its core. That is name, image, and likeness right there. So you have a professional athlete and a professional league with their name being sold on merchandise, and they're not getting no points for it.
And I feel like that's that's a huge miss, right? Like, who's representing her? Who is her agent? Like,
No, it's
that's,
part of the it's
CBA.
part of the
I
CBA.
know.
None of them get
Well,
points because of the CBA.
that what I shouldn't have said her specifically, right? But how do we have a CBA? How do we come to that agreement?
So,
Like, I'm not.
so
That's a rhetorical question. Like, I know how it happened, but what the hell?
yeah.
Like, these are pro athletes.
But you have to look
I
at
think
what
it
they
should
were
happen for the
asking
men. It
for.
should happen for the women. It should happen. Period. If you selling my jersey, I should be getting a cut from it. Give me my
But
royalties.
you also got to look at what they were asking for under the last collective bargaining agreement. And on the last CBA, it was more money in maternity leave. So under the very first CBA, they had no maternity leave, which made the Cheryl Swoops issue when she found out she was pregnant like a week after being drafted a big deal. So you go from
I
fighting
get
for
all
more
that,
money.
but we should be able to have it all.
I
That's all I'm
agree.
gonna say.
I agree, but I think under this CBA, they will get it all. And I didn't finish my message in the group, but they gotta finish running the rest of the broke owners out of there, and mainly Chicago, who had broke
Yeah,
ground on the facility that they said was gonna be ready by the middle of next year, and they hadn't even broke ground on.
child, listen, hot
And
mess. That's what I'm
and the
saying.
own
Like,
the owners of Chicago is a real estate guy. That's how he made all of his money.
yep,
So,
I
it's crazy when you look at it. Like, it's just bananas. It's so nuts.
It
Like, what are
but,
we
is.
but, but,
doing? What are we
but
doing?
Jamal, you said that they was fighting for more money to now what?
And so now it's more money, profit sharing. They don't. If I'm gonna drop a clip of an interview in the group chat, but they don't have 401ks. They're not the 401ks they do have. They lead don't drop any money in them for them. They still fighting for better spaces, right? You have teams that have been around since the start, like LA, where the Sparks don't have their own facilities. They practice at UCLA, or they practice out of Long Beach, and they still have to share everything with the Lakers. So if the Lakers got something to do, they can't use the facility. You got Candace Parker that was saying she until she got to Vegas, she had never had a locker that she could just put her stuff in, and it just stayed there. So they still fighting for the basic needs that a lot of other leagues take for granted. And I've said it here before. I was like, the only reason why we can be as critical as we are, because this is the first league that we're watching mature. Like, if we were back in the '70s, '80s, when basketball and football was figuring it out, all of these things would have been a foreign concept. Now, I still think WNBA leadership is absolute trash, and I will never take my foot off their neck because they should do better. But as an outsider, or as a spectator, that's why I can say, well, why is it like this, right? But then I also have to remember when the NFL did their CBA, they were fighting for the same shit.
hmm
The
Right.
NBA, not the NBA, the NFL. The NFL was fighting for the exact same thing that WNBA is fighting for, and they're older. Those guys are just now getting to guaranteed money.
it is, and Dan is right. It's wild. Like your image, you should be making money off your image, and yet we wonder why these ladies don't want to rush into the WNBA. I wouldn't rush either.
But you,
No,
This
but
is
you
why they're.
also, but you also see why most of the women, when the league ends, they go overseas to play basketball and get $1 million contracts to play
Yeah,
basketball for a few months. So
it is. It's easy to play for the Russian. Y'all call them oligarchs. I'm not gonna call them that. It's easy to play for the Russian mob and get a huge paycheck than to deal with the WNBA shortchanging you.
yeah, Becky did it. Becky has never suited up for Team USA. Never.
She not wrong.
What's got Candace Parker used to go to was it Turkey, like she go to Fenerbahce and France and all these
Yup.
other places to go play, to go hoop
Hey
elsewhere,
man,
and that's where she got her millions from, other than signing a
Uh,
deal with Turner Sports.
And this
and
is,
Adidas. Adidas took care of her
Yeah, Adidas.
like
Yeah,
hey,
properly.
but here's
Adidas was paying her, man.
and here's my thing. Like, I look at it like, I don't know. Like let's take a preacher for example. This may be a horrible analogy, but
It
like,
might work out. Let's see.
let's see if my brain is braining the right way, right? Okay, so people get mad at preachers who make millions of dollars, right? They're
Mhm.
not making millions of dollars off of their preaching. They're making millions of dollars off of other deals, right? They're brokering deals for books, for speaking engagements, TV shows, whatever the case is, right? So they don't necessarily have to go anywhere else or break their necks in one spot.
Hmm.
It's like, so but the issue is that these ladies are breaking their necks in the WNBA and not getting enough. So they got to go somewhere else. They got to go overseas. They got to go to all these other places because they're not getting it at home.
Yeah.
It's like being, okay. Maybe this is a better analogy. It's like being married and your spouse won't have sex with you. So you sitting at home
God
like,
damn.
golly, like I can't get nothing at home. So I'm gonna go get what I need from somewhere else.
I
ooh,
mean,
I
it's
just
it's a
listen.
crazy thing to think about. Like, I make more than the average WNBA player, and I'm not a pro athlete.
I do too.
Hmm.
And that's insane.
That's crazy. That is absolutely
But
crazy.
but at the same time, I would forfeit my salary if I got to be a professional athlete. I'm
Yeah,
not
that too.
even gonna hold you. If
I
they
hear
was like,
you.
Yeah, they can
hey,
have them
hey,
jets.
they was like, hey, here's
Yeah.
game. If here your old legs and back, you get to go play pro. Appreciate you. I'll be at practice on Monday.
For real.
hey man, but it's the thing though, like they talking about, well, when Caitlyn got there, you got the private jets and all this other stuff.
But
The
that stuff was already in the
It
works.
was already in the work.
One player don't make a change in 90 days in the professional arena. The New York Liberty had already got fined because they chartered a couple of planes last season for their players who was on
Hmm.
like who was on like a 10, it was like a 10-day road trip.
Yep.
And then when New
Yep.
York came back and was like, hey, okay, we understand other teams can't afford it, but we figured out how to make this financially affordable for everybody. The league still said no at first. Then they took them up on the offer behind scenes after the fact.
And that's
Yep.
because they started complaining, as they should have. And they were getting harassed. They were dealing with a whole bunch of BS for what? Like they got the WNBA has a problem. Like, at first I was like, oh, they got a marketing problem. No, they have,
No,
like Toy has said, like
it's a
Ma has
leadership
said,
problem.
it's a leadership issue. And when you can't protect your players, you finna you finna dismantle the whole league. Cause why
Yeah.
am I putting my life at risk for you for these little $20,000? You better go on
Hey,
somewhere.
Kathy got to go. I don't know who the hell can fire. I don't know what, but I've been saying that for a very long time. Kathy got to go.
Well, I'm gonna wrap this segment up real quick, and I'm just gonna say this. Can we give Sheldon Williams a break? Like we all love
No.
Candace.
Oh, I'm
We
sorry.
all love
Yeah.
Candace.
No,
What
no.
did he
Absolutely.
do?
We don't
What
know,
did
but No, the fact that he filed for divorce from her and then asked for spousal support, he a whole bitch. She had to pay that man like $1 million.
Yep.
Yep.
And he was in the NBA too.
And thank
Let's
you.
just
He
think
had
about
he
that.
was there for like 3 years. He played for Sacramento. He a whole bitch.
Well, I also say this, Danny. If there ever comes a time, man, where your wife won't give you none, just walk around the house naked all day long. Something gonna jump off sooner or later.
You right, Troy.
I see. I won't have that problem. Y'all lucky. Y'all lucky. Y'all got an image to uphold. Cause y'all,
You know what? You know what? Doc, what you got for us this week, man? Let's go.
I'm just saying, y'all lucky. I got an image to uphold. Cause otherwise, I be having me a whole bunch of subscribers, and I'm gonna leave it right at that.
You know what?
Doc, what you got for us this week,
Oh
man?
man.
Oh man. One day I'm talking to my man, Mr. Willie Murray, about Norfolk State football, and then hopefully on Monday I'll get my homeboy first letter. If you don't know who he is, he talks a lot about what he done as far as a coach, father, um, dealing with you know uh son who has autism, um, and basically giving out the straight real. Um, y'all should be tune in to that. Hope you're trying to get that on Monday. Other than that, I gotta go to work on the colonizer's birthday and not even worry about it. Just chill out and have fun. So I'm on day 3 or 4. So tomorrow is my actual Friday, and after that, I'm just relaxing and shooting the shit. Other than that, um, other than that, if anybody looking for shirts to be made, we can make them. I'll send the price list and where you can uh, uh, email us at to what you want to put on the shirt and what size and all other stuff like that. But other than that, man, I ain't too much got anything. But y'all be easy, and uh if you are, let me say this: if you voted Republican and you're crying that they're about to take your Medicaid and all your benefits away, you deserve it.
Get a job.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
You deserve it. I'm not gonna say anything else. You deserve everything that's coming to you in tenfold.
Yep.
Everybody from Kamala to Jasmine to everybody who is not on the Democratic elite been told you what this man's gonna do when he got into office. This man is a dictator. This man is a dictator. It took funky Elon Musk to realize that this man is not as smart as you think he is. So again, y'all worried about y'all benefits being taken away and stuff like that. Danny, what they need to do? Get a
What you?
job. Get a
Get
Huh?
a
job.
job.
Get a job.
Go to
Job.
your the
They
go,
give $50,000
Amazon. Amazon and Walmart are always hiring. They got
Always.
benefits.
Hey,
Get a job.
Walgreens is always hiring too, but I don't think a Republican gonna work for a store like ours that's dealing with DEI. Let's
You know
say.
what? They gonna croak at Amazon too, cause there's a lot of leadership that look like me. Die slow, ho.
Oh man, Dana, what you got for us this week? Oh Lord, she's turning to Marlo.
I gotta fill in for Marlo when he's not here.
Exactly.
Let,
Somebody got to
let,
show
let's,
some
see,
fight.
let's hear your best Marlo impersonation.
What? He be like, man, fuck that, fuck you. He don't say much. He get on, man, fuck you. Then he go silent.
And
He just go
Oh
silent.
my.
He sit up there. It's okay though. Love me some Marlo. He gonna eat and drop f bombs.
yep, and say horrible shit about that school in Daytona.
I'm
Yep.
about to say he is about to alienate a whole university.
They'll be all
And
right. It
well,
ain't but 12 of them down there anyway.
You
ooh,
know, God,
Talking about they
ooh,
got a
Lord.
housing wait list. Y'all ain't got no damn housing. But let me shut up.
That's
I
why they got a
digress.
waiting list.
I digress.
Yeah, I digress. It ain't even my time to talk. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, I know the last few times I done kind of gone in without saying names, and I'm not gonna say names. I could, but some people don't deserve. I think I gave people too much attention. They got too much of my energy, and so this week I have really worked on not allowing anybody to get my energy that I don't want to give it to. And so I'm just in this space now where I think I just whatever I want to do, I'm gonna say yes to myself. And so there's a lot of things that I'm planning. I'm trying to get done. And I'm just saying yes to my I can keep to myself. Like I don't really like people like that anyway. I'm an introvert at heart. Like I'm a homebody. I will stay in the house and eat. Um eat, cook, do, do all of those things and be cool with being to myself. Um, my profession has forced me to be extroverted, and I don't like it because I really don't like people like that. I want to keep to myself. There's less people in your business. But I will say it has allowed me to focus on the things that I want to do. And so I have, I don't push what I do enough. I know that. I do it for everybody else. I need to do it for myself. I just launched a course, a 6-week course. I need people to sign up for that course, right? So I'm putting myself out there in a way where I can get the attention for my course. I'm saying all that to say to never allow someone to tell you who or what you should be or could be. They F them people. Those aren't your people. You don't need people that are going to tell you what you want to hear, but you also don't need people that are going to kill all of your dreams. And so I've gotten away from a lot of the dream killers, the leeches who will suck the life out of me just because it's me, because I'm a giver by nature. I like helping people, and people take advantage of that. And so really focused on living my dreams and making sure that my dreams are in alignment with what I'm supposed to do and can help bring some other people along. So I ain't crashing out this week, maybe next week, maybe on Tuesday. Maybe I'll do it on Tuesday. But it's Essence Week in New Orleans, and I'm finna go make some money this weekend. So if you in New Orleans and you need a ride, holla at your girl.
I just would like to say that Coach Thornton will also be at Essence Fest this week
That blonde
on a
haired
beauty
lady
panel.
gonna knock you between the wall and the dresser.
What you say, bro?
I think it's
What you say, man?
Did he heard y'all heard me?
I not hear you for real.
I said that blonde haired lady gonna knock him between the wall and the dresser. That's what I said.
I knocked his head between the goddamn washer and dryer.
There too.
I'm trying to get that nigga CTE.
I was just saying Alabama A&M put it up, and I was just saying she's gonna be there. I didn't say nothing else. That's
I know
all I
you
said.
didn't. I'm just telling you how she gonna hear.
Oh man, Jamal, what you got for us this week, man?
What happened this week? Oh, I said my spiel on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm still heartbroken. Y'all gonna have to deal with that for a while, but it is what it is. But today was a good day. It didn't start out good, but I got up. Played one of the last voicemails my dad left me where he called. If anybody has ever had the apple fritters from Publix, I had got him a pack of them things, and he fell in love. And he called and he said, "Hey, bring me some more of them things you bought last week." And I knew exactly what he was talking about. But that's just how he would call and say, "Hey, this your daddy," right? Or he would just say, "Hey," and he would say what he would have to say. And he said, "All right, love you," and then hang up the phone. And I chose that one because that was the last one I heard. The last time I heard his voice, and he sounded the most like himself. There was no confusion. It was no asking me about people that were long gone and just out of it. And that's the one that I chose. I played it. I got my grandma situated, and I went to the gym. I had a good workout. Mind you, go to the gym. You don't have to want to look like a roid head, but just get your body moving. 30 minutes a day does a lot of good. Actually, it brightens your mood, makes you a little bit happy. And while I was in the gym, of course, I took my headphones out for a second, and I heard some people talking about the big beautiful bill, because that's what they call it. And I grew up rural, right? I'm from a small town in the Panhandle who lost their hospital about 20 years ago. We have not had a hospital in the entire county for the better part of 20 years. In most portions of this county, and let me say this for people that don't know, there are 67 counties in Florida. Only one county in all of Florida is majority black, and it's the county that I live in. Grew up, been here my whole life. The vast majority of the county has no access to immediate emergency care at all. When they were proposing closing our hospital, even though I despise our city leadership for the same reasons I despise WNBA leadership, they absolutely fought like hell. They offered to take it over. They offered to put a line item in the budget to keep the hospital here, and the hospital still closed. From the time I was in the eighth grade to the time to right around the time I was about to graduate high school, we had no hospital and no ER at all. They reopened the ER my senior year, but they only specialize in heart attack and stroke. So if you get shot here, they have to take you 45 minutes to Tallahassee, where there's only one level one trauma center in Tallahassee, and Florida State is trying to take it over. So by the time they come and get you, you probably gonna bleed out and die before you get there. And these are the realities that I've been living with. Whether the president was Republican, whether the president was Democrat, these are the realities that I have lived with my entire life. If you got in a bad car accident and you weren't closer to Tallahassee, you were probably gonna die. If you live like further out in the country than I do, you were probably gonna die before the ambulance even got there. You're probably going to die, and that's the reality that Black people here have lived with for the better part of 20 years. And again, When you look at the maps and how people vote in this state, there are only two blue counties in the Florida Panhandle, and one of them is Leon, and one of them is Gaston. Now the rest of the state, that middle of the state, that Ocala area with all their horse money, they're about to feel the same way. You voted for this. I don't feel bad for you. And I hope you young motherfuckers that voted for this have a chronic illness because you about to get kicked off your mama's insurance. Have the day you deserve, bitch. And as always, crash the fuck out when people got you fucked up. Fuck Donald Trump and punch Nazis. I'm Lord Jamal.
Man, man, could not have said it better.
We've been
Could
listening.
not.
Hey, Jamal, did you listen to Kendrick Lamar before you came up on the stream?
No. I actually have not listened to Kendrick today. But you have to remember, I got a degree in history, so they taught me how to swing like this at Florida A&M. And shouts
Hey,
out
man.
to Dr. Ellis, Dr. Reginald Ellis from Florida A&M. He's now the dean of graduate studies at Clark Atlanta. Y'all got a real one.
Man, being a history major was the best time of my life. Shout out to one of my favorite historians, Dr. Hilliard Lackey at Jackson State University, man. So
Man.
hey, it's some
I
history.
remember I got a minor in accounting too, so I really like to fight.
Oh man. Oh
Man,
man.
you a
So
cooking shop for real, bro.
Uh-huh.
well, it has been an interesting week. Um, we Jamal talked about the big beautiful bill, and I'm trying to see how that impacts my mother, who is in a nursing home, and I am in the part of Florida where most of everybody votes Republican. Or my personal favorite, there is a young person at Wawa who's working behind the register who will say something absolutely ignorant, and I will look at them and think to myself, how should I talk to them? Because it's always my thing of meet people where they are, right?
Like the jackass
How,
that they are.
yeah. However, my mama didn't raise me like that, right? My mama raised me to be. A lot of people call me an asshole. You got to blame my mama. My mama tell me to tell the truth, right? If
Yep.
you don't get to tell the truth, you get slapped in the mouth.
Yep.
But if I tell these children the truth, they get their feelings hurt. So how do I meet them where they are? I don't know. I don't have that solved. And that's probably part of the problem. And I'm saying all that to say this, right? I am not a fan of this big beautiful bill. I'm not a fan of the people that are currently in office at- in in the White House or in my state house. I'm also not a fan of I'm really not a fan of I want to say this properly. I'm not a fan of the Democratic Party claiming that they are working for me, and
Mhm.
yet you're not investing in the Florida Democratic caucus here. There were Al Lawson's entire district was ignored by the Democratic Party. We forgot all about that. It was gerrymandered, and they put no money in to that part of Florida. You don't put any money into where I live, but you got time to do 8 hour, 12-hour speeches in Congress. Miss me with the bullshit.
Mhm.
Your caring will show in your action, and your action hasn't put boots on the ground, money in the ground, and where I live. And I'm saying all this because I need you to do better. I ain't saying all this so you can go run to the other side. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that stop talking out both sides of your mouth. It is agape is love as an action, right? That's the ultimate love. Love as an action. Don't tell me how you love the American people without actually acting as if you love the American people. And I'm not saying that you don't. I'm saying that where I'm at, I don't see it. You should not be a foreign concept in the state of Florida. This is one of the biggest states in the union. Your presence should be ever felt here. You should be constantly fighting to win the I-4 corridor, to win Miami, and to win the Panhandle. That's how it works. You ain't got to completely win the state, but if you make it competitive, we can shake some stuff. We can make some stuff move.
And in the words of Barlow, somebody got to show some fight.
I'm just, I'm not sick and tired of being sick and tired because you niggas never did nothing. And the fact that y'all got me to break my vow really pisses me off because I done said the N word on stream. Again, stop telling me you care. Stop telling me what is going to happen under this administration. Get your ass to work and win some elections. Make us believe in you because that is the price of leadership. You have to get people to believe and trust you.
Uncle got to sling some mud and throw some hands, and they afraid to do that.
I'm I get on this podcast and say I don't want no humble pie ass quarterback. I most definitely don't want no humble pie ass politician.
Uh-uh.
And this ain't even a political podcast. But I woke up to watching highlights of a man speak for hours on end without telling me one damn thing he's done. I'm not gonna name your name. You know who you are. I will chop this video up and at you and the Democratic Party because I really don't care. Somebody got to speak truth because y'all not listening to us. We need you to work. Roll your sleeves up and get to work. Sometimes you might have to make deals with the devil to get the angels what they need. Maybe you should watch a couple episodes of Supernatural.
Hmm.
You,
That
you
was so.
politicians, you politicians, right? You're not angels. You're not pastors. You're politicians. Your job is to get what we need and to get reelected so we can keep getting what we need. Do your job. It's pastors that can preach sermons. Do your job. Well, that is our time. I want to thank everybody, Lord Jamal, um, Doc Holiday from HBCU Overdrive, Danny from Suno, and from the HBCU Athletic Conference. TP had to leave because he got to get ready, get that brisket ready. Marlo is trying to get his work done. I'm sorry he wasn't here, but again, I want to thank the 73 in the building. I think at one point we had 99 in the building, so I want to thank everybody. We will see everybody on Tuesday. Have a happy, safe holiday. Do not light the firecrackers in your hand. Light a sparkler, light the firecracker, and move away. Do
Otherwise,
not be Jason Pierre Paul.
he said, "Don't be JPP." Oh my God! Oh my goodness, Mr. Moore, what's going on?
Dang
Well,
it, I
that
forgot
is it.
my closing remarks today. I meant to say Lindsey Graham a bitch too.
Oh yeah,
Lord.
he's been
Yes,
one.
indeed.
He's been one.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Be safe this weekend.
Lindsey Graham's a bitch.